Hello everybody, thanks for tuning in. In this video, I'm going to spend the next 30 days practicing piano for 4 hours a day. And the way I'm actually thinking about it, over the next 30 days, I'm going to try and practice piano for 120 hours, and I'm going to be really focused on what I'm doing, how I'm spending my time. And the reason I'm doing that is if there's a day I'm not home a lot or I'm not around a piano, I can practice 2 hours that day and then practice 6 hours another day and vice versa. I'm just gonna be keeping track, and my goal is 120. So we're gonna see if I can get it. And this is actually day 2. I started yesterday. I practiced for 3 hours and I logged it, but I just was putting off filming a video all day, and then I was like, I'll just do it tomorrow. So this is day 2 of my practice goal. And then just a couple of rules for what practice is, and then I'll tell you why I wanna do this. For practice, it needs to be focused, it needs to be intentional. So for example, I teach piano lessons for about 20 hours a week. Even though I'm playing piano throughout that, doesn't count as practice. I am involved in a couple bands, so I have 3 band practices this week, doesn't count as practice. Only when I'm sitting down with the intention of learning something new, and not even just like playing things I already know, actually looking into things that I don't know and expanding myself. All right, so my goal over the next 30 days, and I'm making this video really to keep myself accountable, but to share with you guys, 4 hours a day is what I picked because that's something that's stretching myself. If you work a job and there's a skill that you want to improve, because I make these videos to try and be as applicable as possible, and you only have 30 extra minutes a week and there's something you've been putting off doing, make a goal to do that for 30 minutes a day and just see where it gets you started. So my goal is to get better at sight reading. I'm not the best sight reader. I can sight read, and so I'll show you kind of a before and after at the end of the 30 days. I'm going to try and get my classical music up. I'm working on Beethoven's 3rd movement right now, so I'll show you where I'm at with that and where I hope to be at the end. I want to get better at my pop playing, so like pop music, playing along with a band, etc. I want to get better at playing jazz music because I play in a jazz group right now, getting better at that stuff. My technique, I want to get my technique a lot better, and so I'll be logging all this stuff as we go. But before I really get started, I just need to talk to a couple people real quick, make sure we're all on the same page. Do you promise to stop barking while I'm practicing piano? Joey, listen to me. Do you promise to stop jumping on my piano while I'm practicing? You promise? All right, Cash, you ready to listen? You promise? No more barking while I'm playing piano, okay? All right, now that we have established the rules of what I'm trying to do, what the reason is, we've got my Cash and Joey are both on the same page with me too. Let's kind of talk about what I'm going to be working on. All right, so I'm at the point now where I can do most of my technique exercises at about 110 beats per minute. So that's like major scales, minor scales. Yeah, 110 is actually pretty comfortable for me. So by the end of this month, I'd love to be at 120 or 125 with my techniques and exercises. All right, and yeah, this is just day 2, so I haven't done too much yet. Right now, I'm in the Moonlight Sonata. I started learning it maybe in December, so I've had it for about 4 months, and it's a tough piece. Really challenging music, takes quite a while to learn. And this one. That one. Really challenging. Oh my gosh, my wife is so sick and tired of hearing that, I'm sure. So right now I'm at the point in this piece, let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages long. And there's probably 25 measures in this that I don't know. Other than that, I've kind of gone through the whole thing and I have a general idea of how the piece goes. So I'm at the point now, if I looked at any part, I could kind of sight read my way through it. But I want to have it memorized. At like a slow speed too. Nice. Yeah, so I have a general idea of what's going on in this piece, but by the end of this month, I want to have the whole thing at about 120 beats per minute. That's the goal. And then sight reading is something I've always wanted to get good at, where I can just look at a piece and play it. Right now, all right, I'm just going to turn to a pretty random page. I'm going to make sure it looks like something I could do easily, but I'm just turning pages. I can kind of sight read, but I'm not the best at it. So I want to get much better this month. And it's never something I've really made a goal to do every single day. I kind of just do it as I need to. So, can't found anything good. This is a really old book I got from the library, actually. It's just random show tunes and whatnot. This one looks all right. So the two things I want to get better at is reading the chord symbols. So this is like a guitar, piano, vocal. So like looking at this, there's a measure of G7. So just quickly being able to 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, then the A minor. So 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just reading through like the lead sheet part of it, accompaniment, but also reading the actual music. So let's look at what that would be. Gosh, like I said, I'm not good at this. So hopefully by the end of the month, we're better. So if I was reading the rhythms, I'm going to go really, really slowly. We're just going to go, I count in Takadimi. 1, 4, Kadimi, 1, Kadimi, 2, Kadimi, Kadimi, 4, Kadimi, 1, Kadimi, 2, Kadimi, Kadimi. You can see I have to look at my hands a lot. And I'm doing it like so slow. So it almost doesn't, you can't even hear what it is because it's so slow. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. The 2, 3, 4 is the 16th notes. That's how slow I'm doing this. 2, 3, 4. Kadimi. If I was just doing the right hand, I could probably. 2, 3, 4 down to G. 2. Yeah, so you get the point. Pretty okay. I can read the gist of it, but not the best at it. So let's get better at that this month. I hate this angle. But something funny I'm going to do throughout this month. I shaved my face maybe 4 days ago. So I'm going to go this whole time without shaving. So as I make like update videos, by the end of this month, I should have a pretty crazy beard, which will just be in a few minutes for you guys. But I just thought that'd be funny to do. All right, see you guys.
Hey everybody, I just watched the first part of the video from a month ago before recording this. And man, younger Jordan was so naive and full of joy. I'm just kidding, I still am. But a month ago, I set out to practice for 4 hours a day, every day. And for the first half of the month, I was really good at tracking it. But I started getting burned out a little bit. I'm pretty sure I stuck pretty close to it. I was practicing a ton this month. And so I'm just going to kind of share about my experience, how that was good for me, kind of things I would do differently in hindsight. So this month just overall has been incredible for my growth as a musician. I played an event pretty much every weekend this month. I played piano for my first wedding ever where I was the piano player. Oh my gosh. And I was sight reading the music for that because it was just too much music for me to memorize. And that was so nerve-wracking. I mean, I was very, very nervous because it's not like playing at church where if you make a mistake, it's not a big deal. Like if you make a mistake at someone's wedding, you just that's a memory for them forever. But that was an incredible experience. And I played drums at a retreat that was at a camp for a weekend. That was a lot of fun. So yeah, just a lot of really cool opportunities that presented themselves this month. And one of the biggest things I learned through all this practice and all these events is that consistency really, really pays off. As you could see at the beginning of this month, and I won't do an after video, you can just check out my other videos in the future to see my progress. I just uploaded a video about sight reading the other day, actually. And my sight reading this month, it's almost like reading a language or learning a language. You have to totally immerse yourself into that. And through sight reading every day, you really start to see the music on the staff as words, and you can just read them. And just like you can write down your language or type without even thinking about it, it really becomes that way with music. So whatever instrument you play, if you are immersing yourself in it every day and sight reading daily, it's really going to be something that you can start seeing the music and immediately understand it, and it is awesome. So that is something I'm going to continue doing every single day, sight reading every day. The other thing I learned this month is burnout is very real. I am so sick and tired of practicing piano right now. I didn't practice today. I did practice yesterday. I didn't practice Sunday because it was my students. I had a student recital, actually. 12 of my students played. I'm doing the rest next weekend. I didn't want to have too many students together at the same time with coronavirus and everything. But that was awesome. But I didn't practice that day, and I haven't practiced today, and I don't really feel like it. Just because I'm so wore out from everything that I've done this last month that I just need to take a day off and rest my mind from it. So with that in mind, I really have adopted this less is more sense when it comes to practicing. So I found that as I set this goal to practice for 4 hours a day, I was much more likely to procrastinate because that's just such a big goal to achieve. I was more likely to get distracted during my practice. And I was more likely to just not take my time as seriously because 4 hours is just such a big chunk in which to commit my time to. And the importance of planning ahead, creating a plan before time, even at the beginning of the week, figuring out what you want to achieve for the entire week, and then daily thinking about, and it's really best to do it the night before, think about what am I going to do, what is my goal for this, how many measures am I going to tackle, what pieces do I want to work on. And that way, when you actually go sit down to practice, you don't have to spend time worrying about that. You already know exactly what you need to do, and that's just a great way to quantize your progress. And practicing for 4 hours a day is just busy. That takes up such a massive chunk of the day. I want to be someone who's spending my time wisely and making the most out of my time. So if I can practice from, my wife goes to work at 6:30 in the morning, if I can get right at it from 6:30 to maybe 9:30, or even 9, that's 2.5 or 3 hours of practice before the day even starts. If I can just knock that out and then I don't have to worry about practicing piano, I have my entire day off, but I've achieved my most important goal for the day. So yeah, moving forward, I've found that it's better to just set really tangible goals versus a timeline. So even I was just saying I'll practice for 3 hours a day. What I should be doing is saying, this is the technique I want to work on. This is what I want to sight read through. This is the piece I'm working on. This is my goal to learn. And then with that, just leave your phone in the other room, leave a clock in the other room, get all that stuff done, and don't even think about the time constraints of it. I think putting time constraints on things make it seem more like a chore, more like work, whereas I want this to be fun. I want this to be time where I'm exploring and learning about myself and growing my skills, not a chore that I have to tick off of a time clock. It's not really a job. It is, but I want it to be something fun and that I can really sit down and enjoy. So yep, that's my biggest takeaway. If you want to practice for 4 or 6 hours a day, go for it. That's awesome. Especially if you're in like high school. Gosh, I could have practiced so much more in high school because what else are you going to do? Or if you're in a position where you're off work for a little while and you really want to level up a skill, whatever it is, yeah, commit a bunch of time to it. But it's different for everybody. This last month has taught me what's important to myself and how I need to spend my time, which I think is more valuable than anything. So now, moving forward, I have a really clear plan of what I want to be doing. And also in the last month, I did level up my skills a lot, and I gained a lot of confidence in what I could do and what my abilities are. If you guys watched all this video, thank you so much. I hope you were able to learn something. I hope it taught you something about how you can be setting goals and how you can set up your practice plan and your schedule. And I'll make more videos like this in the future because I really love the idea of kind of mastering our time and figuring out how we're going to spend it. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see y'all next time.